projects, Soccer Village 24/7 allows teams of different age groups to come together and play tournaments. A club here can create a tournament or join an existing one. This web application allows clubs to register and then proceed to creating and joining the tournaments. Our system also has team verification by admins. When the tournament is created, the home team can add teams, whichever they wish to play with. We can also create and maintain a log of the tournament and display the results.
This is the basic diagram of the tech stack that we are using. For deployments, we are using Heroku for deploying our backend framework. And we have deployed our database, which is on MySQL on AWS RDS. For backend, there were various options to choose from, like Node.js, Django, then Golang, etc. But we decided to go ahead with Java Spring Framework because it had good scheduler implementations available, which we can build on. And other than that, we are also using Hibernate ORM model to for the communication with the MySQL database, so that we don't have to directly interact with the database. More on the DAO architecture framework will be discussed in the further slides. Then for front end, again, we have various options like Vue, Angular, and React. We decided to move ahead with React.js because a couple of the front end team had expertise in React framework, and also React is the most popular framework right now to build stateful and stateless components both. Okay, so moving ahead, this is the DAO architecture that we are following in our background right now. The reason for choosing the DAO architecture with Hibernate was that it is now an industry standard to do that. It makes your code implementation very much easier, and your database is kind of isolated. You can switch to a new database at any point in time. And also whenever we want to localize the application, this basically helps us generate all the tables with a simple migration script. So this is just an example of how we are using the DAO architecture. We are not writing raw queries with the Hibernate.
So the use case diagram displays the major roles along with the functions that they would be performing. So as we can see, the four major roles would be coach or the manager, player, administration, and the referee. Amongst them, player and coach are the two main roles which are performing most of the functions. So the coach or the manager can create a tournament. He or she can invite the players to his tournament and can also create a team during the tournament creation. On the other hand, a player receives an authentication when he or she is invited to a particular match. A player should be able to see the leaderboard and the tournament statistics and should also be able to see his or her schedule. The admin work is mostly approving and verifying the teams which are invited to a tournament. The admin also works as a dispute resolver when there's a dispute between two teams or during a tournament. The admin should be able to resolve the disputes. He or she should also be able to approve or deny teams into tournaments and can also configure the reminders for recurring matches during a tournament. The referee can try to join a tournament as a referee. That would require authentication or verification. The referee should also be able to see the tournament schedule and the leaderboard and the matches that he would be refereeing. So, in general, these are the main functions that the project is displaying currently.
The major functionalities of our application include creating a tournament where a scheduler will be used and it will accommodate the age and validation and the venue location. It will help in scheduling tournaments. Our application also has the functionality of adding teams. We also display the leaderboard, which will show the scores and the upcoming matches. To conclude, our application is in the stage of development where the project displays functionalities like login, registration, the dashboard, the scheduler form, and much more. We are working on a user-friendly functional website that facilitates people in conducting tournaments in an organized manner.
So over the past few sprints, the team has made changes to the UI to make the application more interactive and attractive for the user. We've also created a login page where the user can log in with his email address. If the user doesn't have an account, he or she can also create an account. After the account has been created or the user has logged in, the user will be taken to a landing page where one can choose to either join an existing tournament or create a new tournament. If the user chooses to schedule a tournament, this is what the form for the tournament scheduler would look like. So the first category is age group. So there are four categories which the user can choose. We can also clear the selection after the category has been chosen. After we choose the age group, we can choose the gender. The gender signifies the gender of the players that would be playing on the team. So the team can have either male players, female players, or a mix of both male and female players on their team. After which, this is a drop down selectable checklist where we can either select to have all the current teams in this tournament, or I can also choose individual teams. The drop down is searchable as well. If I search the name of a team, I would then find the team and then choose it to be on the tournament. And then I can enter the tournament name of my choice. So, for example, it is Madrid Toto, and then I can select the locations here. So again, it's the same as the teams where it's searchable, and I can also choose particular locations. So there's also a filter where the number of locations have to be in accordance with the number of teams that are playing, and then I need to enter my email address. The submit button would not be activated until and unless the user has filled the entire form. So once I've filled the form, the user can submit this form, and then the data would be then pushed onto the database, and we can then get the entire schedule of the upcoming tournament.
So from backend perspective, we are using Spring Boot framework along with the Hibernate ORM, and we have got that thing deployed on our Heroku. Um, we are basically using Heroku to deploy our backend Spring framework. And we have enabled the automatic deploys, which basically means that whenever anything is merged on the main branch, it will automatically deploy, which helps the front-end engineers to get the updated code always. And it reduces the communication between the front-end team and the back-end team. So that's that. Also, we are using AWS RDS for our database, and we are using MySQL database here. So we also got this thing set up and running, and along with that, couple of APIs, that is login and sign up APIs, are also ready. So as you can see, this thing is deployed on the Heroku app, and yeah, so this thing works. This is our register API. So along with that, parallelly, we have also started working on the scheduler part of the tournament website, which is, I think, which is the most crucial thing of the entire project. And we wanted to do some kind of POC for that. So one member of our group was constantly working, researching about it, and I think we have made a good progress there as well.